A group of high school girls thought they were tough, cruising the LA streets without a care in the world. But that changed the night they met the Scars, the most vicious gang in the city. What started as a simple night out on Hollywood Boulevard turned into something that would leave the streets painted red. Brenda ran with the Satins, her crew of rebellious teenagers who owned the night. Rachel, Stella, Francine, Stevie, and Maria rolled deep with her, plus her younger sister Heather, a deaf-mute girl who Brenda protected like a mother bear guards her cubs. They were hanging out on the boulevard, laughing about Francine's upcoming wedding, when a sleek convertible pulled up carrying Jake and his boys. Jake's crew didn't just look dangerous, they were the real deal. With Vince, Red, and Fargo backing him up, Jake spotted the girls and figured they'd make easy targets. His car swerved toward them on purpose, sending little Heather tumbling hard onto the pavement. Brenda exploded, getting right in Jake's face while he offered this fake apology and tried turning on the charm. She shut him down cold, telling him that being with him would be like drowning in vomit. That kind of humiliation burned Jake's pride deep. But the girls weren't finished yet. They spotted his precious convertible sitting there and cooked up a plan that would make any car lover weep. They boosted it, stuffed every inch with rotting food, garbage bags, and whatever trash they could find, then ditched it on the street like some monument to disrespect. When Jake found his baby violated like that, pure rage consumed him, and his boys swore they'd get bloody revenge. The next day started normal at school, right up until Wes showed up during gym class trying to sweet-talk Brenda. She wasn't having it, but then his jealous girlfriend Cindy burst through the doors, screaming about Brenda trying to steal her man. The whole thing got loud and messy real quick, drawing a crowd of students who loved drama more than their classes. Brenda kept her cool, though, refusing to feed Cindy's paranoia. After class wrapped up, Brenda found Heather waiting outside with that innocent smile and a small gift clutched in her hands. The protective big sister melted right there, hugging Heather tight before asking her to wait while she grabbed a quick shower. The gym emptied out fast, leaving Heather alone in that hallway when Red appeared out of nowhere, pretending to be friendly. Heather, trusting the world more than she should have, tried communicating through sign language. Red's mask dropped away as Jake, Fargo, and Vince stepped out from the shadows. Heather saw the danger too late. She fought with everything she had, but 4 against 1 was never going to be fair. They dragged her into that empty locker room where violence happened that no one should ever experience. Her screams bounced off those walls until they faded into nothing. Cindy caught up with Brenda again in the locker room, still obsessing over Wes. Their argument turned physical fast, only stopping when the principal threatened suspension. Both girls backed down, but you could feel the tension hanging there, thick enough to choke on. When Brenda and her crew went searching for Heather, calling her name through those empty hallways, dread built with every silence that answered back. Then came the scream that changed everything. Someone found Heather on the locker room floor, bruised and broken, barely holding on to life. The girls rushed to help while panic flooded through them like ice water in their veins. At the hospital, doctors delivered the kind of news that shatters families. Heather was deep in a coma, machines keeping her alive while Brenda and their mother fell completely apart. Through tears burning hot with rage, Brenda made a vow that would seal multiple fates that night. She would find whoever did this and make them pay in blood. Her friends dragged her to a local club later, desperate to lift her spirits even a little bit. Brenda forced a smile she couldn't feel while Francine glowed, going on about wedding plans. When Francine headed to the restroom, fate stepped in again. The Scars walked through those doors, still steaming about their car, looking for someone to hurt. Fargo grabbed Francine, ignoring her visible pregnancy like it meant nothing at all. She fought back harder than anyone expected, managing to slash Jake's face with his own knife. Blood spurted across the floor as chaos exploded everywhere. The Satins jumped into that brawl, and for once the Scars actually retreated, leaving Jake to nurse his wounded face and shattered pride. Back at school, Brenda sat hollow-eyed in class, her mind stuck replaying Heather's broken body on endless loop. Her teacher noticed how emptiness had consumed this once vibrant girl and tried reaching out, but Brenda coldly told her there was nothing to discuss before walking away. In the locker room, Wes cornered her again, confessing feelings that actually seemed genuine. Before Brenda could even process what was happening, Cindy appeared like clockwork, seeing them together and exploding with fresh accusations. Everything spiraled when Cindy made the fatal mistake of mentioning Heather's name. Brenda snapped like a rubber band stretched way too far. Their fight got so bad the principal had to step in again, and this time he was done playing games. Both girls got suspended on the spot. Meanwhile, Vince reported back to Jake that word about Heather was spreading through school like wildfire. Jake stayed calm, his fingers tracing that fresh scar on his face while he planned revenge against Francine for marking him. Later that day, Francine visited a bridal shop, absolutely radiant in white lace, completely unaware that predators watched from across the street. The scars followed her from the shop, stalking her through abandoned industrial areas most people avoided. Francine ran for her life. Her wedding, dress catching on debris as terror pushed her forward. Jake cornered her on a bridge, and despite her desperate pleas about the baby she carried, his rage had already overwhelmed whatever humanity might have been left inside. He threw her off that bridge without a second thought. Vince watched his leader commit cold-blooded murder, and something shattered inside him. Guilt ate through his conscience like acid, driving him to the hospital where Heather still fought for every breath. He stood over her coma-bound form, apologizing to ears that couldn't hear. But Brenda walked in at exactly the wrong moment, catching him there. She slammed him hard against the wall, demanding answers, but Vince panicked and bolted into the night. That's when Brenda transformed from victim to predator. She bought herself a crossbow and bear traps, tools for the hunt she was about to begin. After tracking the scars to their warehouse hideout, she arrived dressed for war. The gang mocked her arrival, making suggestions about giving her the same treatment they gave Heather. But Brenda had come prepared for this particular dance. Her crossbow bolt found Fargo's neck with deadly precision. Red died screaming when those steel jaws of a bear trap snapped shut on him. While this was happening, Jake executed Vince to keep him quiet about Francine's murder, only to return and find his gang slaughtered like animals. Brenda ambushed Jake next, shooting him and binding him up tight. She started her torture session, making sure he felt every ounce of pain he'd inflicted on others. But Jake managed to break free, chasing her into a paint store where flammable chemicals lined every single shelf. Brenda turned those chemicals into weapons, dousing Jake before setting him ablaze. He staggered out into the street, a human torch screaming his last breaths as police sirens wailed somewhere in the distance. Later on, the surviving Satins gathered at Francine's grave, flowers in hand and tears streaming down their faces. Brenda said they'd done the right thing, but Stevie corrected her with quiet wisdom. "No," she said, "you did. Because when it was all over, this tale of vengeance showed how violence creates more violence, how revenge might satisfy the soul for a moment, but never truly heals the wounds left behind." The streets of Los Angeles had claimed their sacrifice, painting the asphalt with blood that would never wash clean. Brenda got her justice the only way she knew how, but the cost to her soul was something she'd carry forever.